to you live from Nairobi, Kenya. This is TV47 Weekend News. Quite a lot lined up just for you. We'll be taking a look at that. You can always talk to us on our socials, but first to our headlines. Tonight, Nairobi Police Boss Adamson Bungei says Azimio's Monday protests are illegal, adding that the protests do not meet the required threshold.
If it is an illegal procession, it shall be met by the parameters of law.
As Azimio insists that the demonstrations will proceed as planned.
Wahalifu wakijaribu, walio wengi wakiamua kesho ni siku ya amani, lakini kuandamana lazima tuandamane.
Also tonight, what do the protests tomorrow mean for Kenyans? TV47 focuses on the issues that those planning to attend the demonstrations feel are important and need urgent interventions.
This is not a maandamano ya siasa hapana. It is a maandamano about our lives.
Plus, one person has been killed and hundreds of livestock driven away from Takayuo village by suspected bandits in a daytime attack along the West Pokot, Turkana County's border. Welcome to the Bulletin. Rodanyama is on the sign language docket. I'm used to Stanley Nyurungita. Now, the National Police Service has raised concerns about the legality of the planned demonstrations by Azimio One Kenya, the Nairobi business community. According to the Nairobi Police Commander, Adamson Bungei, the two groups failed to comply with the Public Order Act of 2012, which requires that a request to hold demonstrations be submitted at least 3 days in advance. Meanwhile, demonstrators in Kisumu County held protests ahead of the main protest scheduled for Monday. Sunday morning, a few kilometers away from the Kisumu bus park, what was to be a peaceful demonstration ahead of Monday's Azimio rally turned ugly after two groups clashed.
Peaceful demonstration, they did not notify the police. Hawa watu wameingia na kuingia kwa street. So tunaomba next time it is good to notify the OCS. So from there we can arrange for security. Yes.
It is reported that the police who tried to calm the situation down were pelted with stones. This as several people were injured in the fracas that lasted a few minutes. And with a few hours remaining to the much publicized 20th March demonstrations set to begin in the middle of the country's capital and sneak to State House. Azimio leader Raila Odinga is now a man on the spot over security concerns during the march. Despite allaying fears that businesses will be disrupted, further urging his stalwarts to carry white handkerchiefs, a clear representation of their intent for peace, Interior Cabinet Secretary Professor Kithure Kindiki has warned that Azimio leaders will be responsible for any destruction of property. Professor Kindiki directed that all week activities, including learning, will proceed uninterrupted.
Thank you very much.
This even as Nairobi Police Commander Adamson Bungei has termed the Azimio march as illegal.
Public Order Act 2012, Section 5, Subsection 2, provides that any person intending to convene any meeting or a public procession shall notify the regulating officer of such intent at least 3 days, but not more than 14 days, before the proposed date of the public meeting or procession.
According to Bungei, Nairobi business community, together with the Azimio Brigade, furnished them with a request to hold demonstrations as late as Sunday morning, contrary to the law.
As National Police Service, we shall perform our mandate as guided, and I will repeat this, by the law. And we have to accommodate and tolerate each other as citizens of this country. I'm saying this because people may have fear just because of the social media means of communication. We want to assure Kenyans that we are in charge of the security of the city and nothing is left unattended.
Bungei has further warned those who will take to the streets tomorrow that State House, together with other protected areas, are out of bounds.
Restricted areas. What are those restricted areas? Those are areas that are not, or no person who is not authorized is allowed to get entry to. So I want Kenyans to be guided, to be informed by the law, not by persons of personal interest, so that we remain as a country, because this is our country. We should be guided and understand the law.
Now, the D-Day to the Azimio planned mass action is Monday, the 20th of March, a day when the opposition is expected to hold countrywide demonstrations to protest the high cost of living. The Azimio leaders have vowed to hold peaceful demonstrations amid claims that they want to cause chaos.
Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party leader Raila Odinga has dismissed a police declaration that the planned mass demonstration is illegal, saying that the Inspector General was made aware. The opposition leader says the planned protest will take place as early announced, despite a police declaration that the plan is illegal.
Usikie mambo ya polisi. Polisi anasema walikuwa hawajapata habari. Polisi wamepewa habari. Bwana Poranya aliandikia barua Inspector General ya Police akamwambia kwamba siku ya Jumatatu tarehe 20 Kenya zote watu watafanya maandamano.
Earlier today, Nairobi Regional Commander Adamson Bungei stated that the coalition failed to meet the requirements of the Public Order Act, which requires that persons planning to picket inform the police at least 3 days prior. However, Azimio leaders have downplayed claims that the protest will cause fracas, assuring Kenyans that they will hold peaceful demonstrations.
Hata wahalifu wakijaribu, walio wengi wakiamua, kesho ni siku ya amani. Lakini kuandamana lazima tuandamane.
Nasema we shall demonstrate, we shall picket and arm kwa njia ya amani tupu. Mother is going to tell you what she has herself proposed kesho. Because tunataka tu maandamano ya amani. We stress peaceful demonstration.
Hata mama boga kuweka chakula kwa meza ni ngumu. Kwa hivyo kesho tutokeni sote wengi. Tunataka watu wengi. Tuone yule atasimamisha watu 200,000 ni nani atawasimamisha.
Odinga stated that Kenyans will converge in the middle of the Central Business District in Nairobi and later march towards State House during tomorrow's demonstrations. The former premier also faulted the head of state William Ruto for using the country's electoral system to allegedly try and rig the 2027 general election.
And we will be assembling wherever you are. If you cannot come to Nairobi, demonstrate where you are, peacefully. But those who can come to Nairobi, come to Nairobi. Tuingie ndani ya Nairobi. Tuonyeshe hao waoga ya kwamba Kenya ni kubwa kushinda hao.
Flora Limuki, TV47.
And meanwhile, President William Ruto has responded to the Azimio la Umoja coalition's plans to hold a demonstration against his government on Monday in the country's capital. Ruto stated that he is willing to hold talks with any leader on development-based issues, but will not entertain attempts to hold the country at what he called ransom for political gain. Mwege William tells us more.
Mimi nataka niwaulize maaskofu, haya mambo ya maandamano, nyinyi mtaomba Mungu, sisi tutapambana na hawa.
Hours to the much hyped anti-Kenya Kwanza demonstration at the capital, President William Ruto seems to have had enough of Azimio leader Raila Odinga, stating that he is ready to have talks with any leader but was quick to dismiss Odinga, adding that he will only engage in talks about development. The demos, according to Raila, are to push the government to lower the cost of living and also call for electoral justice. But President Ruto, in disagreement, states that Odinga and his group had no genuine reasons to rally their supporters for demonstrations.
He has absolutely no reason. I have tried to listen to him, what he is saying. He is telling us he doesn't believe in IBC. He doesn't believe in the Supreme Court. He believes in a whistleblower. And that's the reason he wants to terrorize the country with violence and chaos.
President Ruto, sending a caution to the opposition, highlighted that his administration will not entertain anyone causing disturbance. The statement by the president coming after Nairobi police boss Adamson Bungei said that the Azimio demos slated for Monday were not in adherence to the Public Order Act.
You now want to extend to terrorize the people of Kenya using chaos, using violence, using demonstrations, using anarchy, when you have absolutely no reason. It will not happen. We will not allow you.
Leaders accompanying the president to attend a Thanksgiving service in Nandi County urged the president not to be intimidated by the Azimio faction.
Kenyatta na kuomba, within the few remaining hours, look for your brother, tell him to stop that nonsense of getting people to Nairobi to come and destroy property because it's immoral, it's unacceptable, it's ungodly, and it cannot be accepted in a normal society.
Let the leaders of this country, and particularly those in opposition, differentiate between agitation and provocation, because Kenya has got a lot of items to deal with, and the leaders have spoken to those items.
The leaders also called on the president to exercise his authority without fear by cracking the whip on those who will stage unlawful demonstrations that might lead to destruction of property.
Hawa wananchi walifanya division of labor. Walikuchagua ukue rais. Wale wengine wakakuwa upinzani. Kila mtu afanye kazi.
Our constitution has got a whole chapter on how to deal with the criminals. Those sinners who engage in criminal activities, who engage in sins, they should not distract you. Focus on the delivery of the agenda to the Kenyans. The Constitution and the Bible provides a mechanism on how this country will deal with them going forward.
Moigi William, TV 47.
And as Azimio la Umoja is preparing for major protest in Nairobi on Monday, Kenyans have been urged to keep off the planned mass action and project boycotts called for by the coalition. The appeal has been made due to concerns that the rallies could escalate into disorder and violence, resulting in casualties, business disruptions, and interference with daily routines. Chichi Josephine with the details.
A section of Murang'a leaders have castigated the planned demonstrations organized by politicians allied to Azimio coalition. Kiharu legislator Dindi Nyoro urging the police to remain vigilant and ensure that Kenyans will go on with the activities without any fear.
Sisi hatujaweka tear gas katika hii budget. Pengine ile tear gas itatumiwa ni ile wakati waliandamana 2017 ile ilibaki. Ama ile ya 2007 ile ilibaki. Na unajua tear gas inaweza kuwa imekaa sana ikuwe na ukali ya juu zaidi. Kwa hivyo sisi tunataka kuambia, we have no time to budget for tear gas. We have no time to be intimidated. The only time we have is to work for the benefit of the people of Kenya.
Nataka nimwambie Raila Odinga kwamba sisi ni watu wanaoabudu Mungu na watu Mungu aliobariki na akili. Na kwa hivyo tumemuona ile 18, na kwa hivyo maandamano yake tunajua yanalenga kwamba yeye apate nafasi katika serikali. Na tunajua kwa maana rais amesema kamwe hapati chochote. Na kwa hivyo aridhike hayo.
Elsewhere in Kiambu County, the Kenya Conference of Catholic Bishops have asked President William Ruto to offer progressive leadership by reaching out to his political nemesis and opposition leader Raila Odinga for the sake of the country's peace. The truce between the two leaders, they stated, will avert attempts to plunge the country into the risk of violence.
We wish to reinstate the grave concern expressed by all the religious leaders of the return to politically incited tensions. We warn that we are in real danger of taking the slippery road to anarchy caused by the incitement of political players. We are now appealing to all Kenyans and Kenyan leaders across the political divide that we must humble ourselves to sit, to talk and dialogue in order to find solutions.
In Mombasa County, Kenya Kwanza leaders came out to oppose the planned demonstrations to be spearheaded by Azimio leader Raila Odinga in Nairobi on Monday, saying apart from disrupting the school program, the demonstrations might interfere with businesses and the smooth flow of cargo from the port of Mombasa, since truck owners feared taking their vehicles to the highways.
Saizi kuna mizigo itakwenda Nairobi. Kuna biashara nyingi ambazo ziko hapa Mombasa. So katika hili jambo la maandamano lita-affect sana kwanza, kwa sababu kama kuna SGR, kuna malori, saizi hata wenye malori wajua watapeleka mzigo kesho, hawajui vitu zitakwenda wapi. Na kuna watu wengi wanategemea hizo vitu kufanya kazi. So kwa hiyo mimi nataka nipinge maandamano. Sisi kama wakazi wa Mombasa ama wa Coast Province kwa ujumla, atu-support ya maandamano. Tunapinga kwa sababu tunajua effect yake iko wapi.
Elsewhere in Makueni County, the action continues to be strongly criticized by some leaders from Makueni County, the most recent being Kibwezi West Member of Parliament Mwengi Mutuse, saying that the nation needs a discussion on how to revive the economy. The leaders have blamed Azimio leader Raila Odinga for what they said was opposing results of elections every time he loses.
Ugonjwa ambao Kenya iko nao, ugonjwa wa gharama ya maisha, hauko katika maandamano. Ama tuna gani? Because ukiandamana huwezi kureduce the cost ya unga kwa sababu umeandamana. Ama namna gani? Huwezi kureduce cost ya mafuta na sukari kwa sababu umeandamana. In fact, utaendelea na kupanda juu because you are sabotaging the economy.
Likewise, clergymen led by Bishop Ayubo Murio from Narok County have urged the opposition leaders to follow the constitution in solving the issues they have laid on the table instead of influencing people to hold demonstrations.
Tupatie serikali ya Daktari Mheshimiwa William Ruto nafasi ifanye kazi.
Hata kama tunasema maandamano ya amani, maandamano lazima iharibu vitu, ni kama vita tu. Kwa hivyo tunaomba maandamano hiyo ya kesho ikome kabisa na wa viongozi wakae chini waelewane.
Chichi Josephine, TV47.
On March 20th, 2023, Azimio One Kenya leader Raila Odinga has organized a mass protest, citing reasons such as reclaiming what he says is his stolen election and the high cost of living affecting a majority of Kenyans as the motivation behind the decision to march to State House. Our reporter Sharon Baranga spent time with a group of people who say they are prepared for the Monday protests.
Kibra, Nairobi. Is pivotal when it comes to national politics. For years, Kibra has been known to be one of Azimio One Kenya's leader, Raila Odinga's stronghold. In fact, Kibra has been casually defined as Raila's bedroom, and any politician planning to seek an audience with the residents has to get Raila's blessings.
No, and I repeat what I've said.
It is here that we spent some time ahead of Monday's mass protests organized by Azimio. John Musila, one of the youthful leaders in Kibra, says they have mobilized a number of people to take part in the protests.
And our intent again is not to only have a single day mass action, because that will not be as effective. We are going to start on the 20th, and if necessity calls, we are going to be doing mass actions every week or every day, depending on what will be convenient. You're in Kibra today, so we are speaking about the political context of Kibra today. You cannot separate Kibra from opposition politics or active politics in this country. So you must be sure, as we're speaking today, there is serious mobilization towards the 20th, which is a Monday. So the only thing I will ask the state that is now, legal or illegal, is allow people to exercise their constitutional right to come out and demonstrate and push their voice so that you could hear. Because as a majority, by that election, quote unquote, you are the government. But as the minority, we have our voice. It has to be respected, and that is what we are demanding.
And so why are they planning to march to State House?
One, the cost of living. The cost of living, haichagui. It does not know Azimio, nor Kenya Kwanza, or Dakoya, or Mwaure, or all that. It knows a Kenyan. So if the cost of fuel is high, the cost of fuel is high for every Kenyan. If the cost of unga is high like it is now, we go to the same shops, 210, 220, 200 flat is the same cost for every Kenyan. And so this is not a maandamano ya siasa hapana. It is a maandamano about our lives, the way we live, the way we expend our things. If you're not able to buy books, mtoto wa Azimio na Wakenya Kwanza are not able to buy books. If you do not have enough money to pay fees, mtoto wa Azimio na Wakenya Kwanza wote hawawezi kulipa school fees. So sisi tunasema hii maandamano ni ya Wakenya. And again, electoral reforms. Why is it that over the years we still have to complain about the same thing? Botched elections. 2007, 2013, 2017, 2022. Should we now make it a rhetoric that we have elections and we have to complain about them?
A few meters from where we are, at Kamkunji grounds, we are informed that there is a Bunge la Wananchi Forum, which is basically a citizens' parliament, which takes place here on a daily. We sought to talk to them about the protests.
Na support mia kwa mia jambo la maandamano. Ikiwa hapo ndo tutapata haki yetu sisi kama Wakenya, naye tumejitolea kwamba kuanzia Jumatatu tumekubali kuacha makazi zetu na tuende tuandamane. Jambo ambalo hatujui kuhusu maandamano hii ambayo itaanza Monday ni kwamba tukianza hii Monday na siku ya hii Monday ipite kabla hatujapata haki yetu, hatujui kama baba ataarisha maandamano. Lakini kwa maoni yetu sisi kama wananchi wa Kenya, unajua kwa hivi tunaongea kwa ujumla wananchi wa Kenya, wengine wamechukulia maandamano ni kama ni kabila moja ambayo wanasisitiza sana habari ya maandamano. Lakini maandamano hata tukiangalia kwa wakati huu imeshika nchi yetu la Kenya kwa ujumla.
Hatutakuwa tunaenda mass action, tunaenda kuchukua ushindi wetu na tutaenda tukishangilia. Hatutaenda kwa vita, tutaenda kushangilia juu tunaenda kuchukua ile victory yenye tulikuwa tumearaukia mwezi wa 8. Kwa hivyo wale wanasema ati tutaenda kwa maandamano, sio maandamano, ni kuenda kuchukua ushindi wetu. Ni vile unaenda kuchukua msichana mwenye ulikuwa usalipia mahari, sasa unapewa na wazazi wake rasmi. Uendangi huko na vita ama na kisu. Unaenda kama umevaa suit juu msichana unajua mahali iko na msichana pia amekubali kukuja kwako. Tumekasirika Kenya mzima kama wale wa bodaboda juu tuliporauka asubuhi leo tulipata mafuta imeongezwa. Na tukirudi kwa makastoma wetu tukiwauliza, wanatuambia hawezi lipa ongeza pesa juu hata hao wenyewe hawana pesa. Kutoka asubuhi hatujabeba, hata ndio maana unaona nimekaa hapa. Juu hakuna customer. Hawezi ongeza pesa juu hawana, na sisi pia wametuongezea mafuta.
Mzazi kama hana chakula kwake, mtoto atazidi akilia. Lazima tafute njia yoyote ya kutafuta chakula. Sisi ni watoto wa hii serikali. Serikali iliyoko mamlakani hatafuti njia ya vile sisi tutashiba. Wanatuambia wanatuletea mbolea. Je, mbolea utalima ukiwa na njaa? Je, mbolea ukipokea leo utashiba? Ni kitu itachukua muda. Kwa hivyo tutabeba masufuria na vijiko ama masufuria na mwiko, tukienda kuuliza chakula kule State House. Si huko ndio State House? Ndio mahali baba iko. Baba wa taifa. Tunaenda kutafuta chakula. Kama hana tutamwambia wewe sasa kaa kando tuweke huyu baba mwingine.
We are so saddened that instead of helping the common citizens, we are being oppressed. We are being oppressed by some few leaders who only look at their self-interest and are not looking for the common mwananchis.
So what if they do not get what they are demanding from the government? What happens next?
That is a question that is neither here nor there. If there are no solutions now, maybe the pressure we are putting in the government is what is going to lead them to take action. So definitely we are expecting solutions. I believe strongly that this is one way towards the right direction, because we believe we're going to change a lot of things, and things are going to work best for the people of this country.
Going to maandamano on Monday means we are going to claim or to inquire about the manifestos that we were being promised by the Kenya Kwanza. And it is our right to do this. It is constitutional. Any person that is seeing this as disturbing the government is wrong. and should go and read the article in the constitution that support maandamano or the protests. It will be peaceful. It is just a matter of inquiring from the government or requesting the government to lower the living standard. If they will do those and other agendas like inclusivity in the selecting the commissioners in the forthcoming IBC selections, we are going to be okay.
But there are dissenting voices that are scared of the aftermath of Monday's mass protests. Those opposed to the idea, citing insecurity that might affect the day-to-day activities.
So sisi polisi wakuja tu watusindikize namna hiyo tukiongea bila kukosana. Lakini wakianza kutuprovoke kidogo na tear gas, sasa tena hiyo unajua itakuwa bahati mbaya, itakuwa sisi.
I want to tell the police that are going to be there in the maandamano, this is not a matter of war. We are going for our constitutional right, and it is your right and constitutionally to protect the mwananchi. Because if you look at the police, they are also suffering. They are not being paid from heaven. They are being paid from our taxes.
Serikali isijaribu kutumia askari kutupiga kwa sababu tuendi kuharibu vitu za mtu. Askari pia ni wanadamu kama sisi. Je, yeye akija kunipiga hana ndugu yake ama hana nyanya yake ambaye ako kati yetu? Atakuwa anafikiria vipi? Therefore, tuende kama wa Kenya, sio kama Mjaluo vile wengine wanafikiria. Hii si ya ukabila, hii ni ya Mkenya sababu ya shida ambayo inaonekana Kenya.
Well, with the Monday protests set to take place, religious leaders have been at the forefront, urging Raila to stop the demonstrations and promote peace. Meanwhile, 3 other African countries are expected to have mass protests on Monday. South Africa's opposition leader, Julius Malema, has called for mass protests to push for the resignation of President Cyril Ramaphosa. Other countries planning to have demonstrations are Tunisia and Nigeria. Sharon Baranga, TV 47.
And whichever political faction ensure that the protests and the demonstrations are as peaceful as they should be. Now, Radio 47 journalists led by gospel presenter Eva Mwalili today had the opportunity to participate in a Thanksgiving service at the AIC Church Ziwani in Nairobi. And as our reporter Flora Limuki tells us, the church members have welcomed Radio 47 in a unique way. The story was produced by Ronnie Regan.
The service brought together hundreds of believers who had an opportunity to interact and get to know the Radio 47 presenters.
Ndio huyu mimi hapa nimevuka mwaka na Eva Mwalili. Niko kwa Radio 47. Ninawaambia karibuni na hapa ndipo. Wenye wanijui leo wameniona. Wananisikiaga tu Janet moment. Nimefurahi sana.
Naijua kupitia kwa Eva Mwalili. Amekuwa ananibariki masaa ya asubuhi nikielekea kazi, huwa ananibariki na neno la Mungu.
Led by Nuru 47 gospel show presenter Eva Mwalili, they promised Kenyans across the country of great content.
My brother Ronnie, wacha nikwambie. Kuna kitu ambacho kinaitwa sitaki kuhint mapema, lakini kuna kitu ambacho kinafanyika na tutatembea sana. Kutembea nayo tutatembea sana na hatutembei tu ati unajua mbwembwe za hapa na pale. Hapana, tunatembea kupeana ujumbe, tunatembea kupeana neno la Mungu, tunatembea kupeana matumaini, tunatembea kupeana neno ambalo linakupatia nuru na neno la kusimamisha imara. Kwa hivyo watusubiri, mijini tutaingia, barabarani tutaingia, makanisani tutaingia, tukutane na mashabiki wetu, maana hapa ndipo ndio mpaka Galilaya. Asante sana.
Radio 47 was launched 1 week ago, and now millions of Kenyans have embraced its unique style of educating, informing and entertaining programs.
Niseme kwamba hatujakuwa na station hii ya 47 FM kwa muda, walakini nimeisikia watu wakisema hivi karibuni, na sana sisi kama AIC Ziwani ninaweza kusema kwamba tumetunukiwa baraka kubwa kwamba station hii ina mmoja wetu, Eva Mwalili. Eva Mwalili ni mtoto wa kanisa hili, amelelewa hapa, ameolewa hapa, na tunamdhamini sana. Na kwa hivyo kuwepo kwake hapo katika station ya 47 FM ninaweza kusema kwamba kuna tupatia ile confidence ya kupenda kusikiliza channel hiyo ya 47 FM na TV 47.
Kwa hivyo pia nyinyi ambao mko hapa ambao hamja tune in, frequency ya Nairobi ni 103.0. So kuanzia leo chukua radio yako, eka sellotape, ikomilie na hapo, ukitoa ujue pia wewe baraka yako itatoka kidogo. You know, at times you have to spiritually intimidate. So I have to spiritually intimidate. So Mungu anakuona. Unajua tuko kanisani. Kwa hivyo usipoweka, Mungu anakuona kabisa wewe. Pole Bishop, lazima tu.
The bishop of the church prayed for the presenters and the entire Cape Media organization.
We thank you, Lord, for the opportunities you bring our way. And we thank you, Lord, we pray that they will seize that opportunity and use it for your glory. And as they do so, we pray that you will supply to their needs, not according to their earning capacity, but according to your riches and glory. We pray that any resource they need to make this happen, the Lord will open up ways and means. You will rally behind them people, a team, companies, institutions to come alongside and stand by their side so that they will continually be able to execute this noble task.
And definitely couldn't catch Radio 47 hapa ndipo on 103.0 in Nairobi. Tomorrow morning around 6 a.m. you can catch Captain Mashumbe and Mkamburi Chigogo and all other interesting presenters right there hapa ndipo. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back. Keep talking to us. You can see quite a lot of your feedback regarding the Maandamano for tomorrow. Keep talking to us on what do you think about the Maandamano at TV47KE on Facebook.
As you enter a new phase of life, you may seem lost until you discover the passion within.
I'm happy that MKU decided to open a branch in Malindi to make work easier for those parents who have never been away from their kids or children.
That's all the equipment that I need to study and all the facilities that I need.
Simply have one of the most beautiful and ultra-modern structure.
Join us at Mount Kenya University and Equip Africa Institute Malindi Odell Center to build your future. Intake in April for electronic learning and May for distance learning. Mount Kenya University.
Unlocking infinite possibilities.
Karibuni.
Mount Kenya. Line and is easily accessible from all major transportation hubs. Our facility features ample parking, free Wi-Fi, advanced audiovisual equipment, and our technical team is always on hand to ensure your event runs smoothly and seamlessly. Don't take our word for it. Make your next event unforgettable at the Mwai Kibaki Convention Center. Contact us today for bookings and reservations. Email multimedia@mku.ac.ke or call us on 0708 212204 or 0727 441733 or 0721 438 629 to learn more about our services and book.
And thank you for sticking around. This is TV47 Weekend. Now, the wrangles in the Methodist Church in Kenya escalated today during a prayer service that brought together the Methodist church leaders from across the country at the Lavington Girls Secondary School in Nairobi, after its congregation delinked itself from the leadership of presiding Bishop Joseph Ntombura, who has been given 21 days to resign from office as his term had already ended. Norbert Oduor has more.
No more, no less.
The church has been having wrangles for years, leading to a split, with one group supporting Bishop Joseph Ntombura and the other being against his leadership. Reverend Lawi Matthew, one of the church leaders pushing for the removal of the presiding Bishop Ntombura, says he has been offended by what he says is the presiding bishop's failure to recognize other church leaders, including the Methodist Church founders.
We are here and we are coming to say the conference standing committee together with our presiding bishop are making a mistake to say they are the leaders alone without involving and consulting the roots, the people of the Methodists in the local churches, quarterly meetings and synods.
Ntombura has been accused of misusing the church properties inappropriately, including selling land, plots and properties belonging to the church and the Kenya Methodist University. All trustees, members and staff has now been urged to stop assisting the bishop from carrying out such activities.
Na pia kulia pamoja kwa vile anavyofanya katika uongozi wake. Katika utaratibu anavyotumia mali ya kanisa kwa lengo ambayo sio. Ameuza kiwanja cha Jomvu na ameweza kuwanyanyasa wenyeji wa Jomvu, kiwanja ambacho kilinunuliwa na mwanzo wa kuanzisha kanisa la Kimethodisti in 1878.
The members today declared that the presiding bishop was given 21 days to vacate office, failure to which they will take any necessary actions deemed appropriate to restore the right leadership in the church, as it was illegal to stay in office months after an end of term.
So they are not hearing anybody else, but they are hearing themselves. And this group is telling them, please, presiding bishop, your time is over. Is that what we have agreed? Yes. Time is over. Please leave our Methodist Church in Kenya in one piece. Together with those who are advising you, you can stay.
Bishop Joseph Ntombura has been serving at the Methodist Church for 10 years and, according to the church standings order, require that the bishop to serve for only 2 terms, and therefore Ntombura is required to elect a new presiding bishop to take over office.
And we are saying that it is illegal to extend the term of the presiding bishop. And we are telling the current presiding bishop, who has been there, Joseph Ntombura, need to vacate the seat of the presiding bishop so that he can elect a new person to take over from him. Your time is over. You have served your term or your 2 terms. It is time to go.
Norbert Oduor, TV47, Nairobi.
Meanwhile, 10 finalists participated in a drone flying competition that aims at boosting food security in the country using new innovations in technology. The competition that took place at Drone Space Training Airfield, Sigoni, saw the winner walk away with 2.5 million shillings, while the second and third place winners were awarded with a drone each. Zadab Mohammed with more.
The competition that engaged 10 finalists in a live drone flying demonstration aimed at promoting the use of new innovation in fostering and developing entrepreneurial abilities among the youth.
Sector is one of the areas where drones are being utilized highly, and there is a very high potential for drone use in agriculture. So the drones that we are seeing mostly are drones that are able to monitor crops. They have, with the use of systems and artificial intelligence, They are able to monitor the crop health, the growth rate of the crops, and also drones that are used for spraying.
The annual event that brings together industry experts hopes to create awareness on the many use of drones in agribusiness, such as mapping, surveying, and spraying of pesticides on crops.
So I think this is the definition of collaboration. This is the definition of partnership, development, technology, all rolled into one. When you think about some of the bigger issues that we have, not just here in Kenya, but just in Africa as a whole, technology has to be involved when you're solving these problems. So programs like this drive home the importance of embracing technology.
The finalists were also equipped with tangible skills to help them in learning the best possible ways how to incorporate technology in their farming business.
We've got young Kenyans here today. They're working with drone experts from both the US and Kenya, working together on these pitches, on these ideas for businesses, which will not only help give them the skills to start their new businesses, but will also help them focus on solving the challenges in food security and agribusiness through drone technology.
Experts believe leveraging of technology such as the use of drones in agribusiness is the solution to the ongoing food crisis in many parts of the country. The competition was organized by the Kenya Civil Aviation Authority, the US Embassy, among other partners. Zainab Mohammed, T47.
And a non-governmental organization held a 3-day workshop to train farmers drawn from Kitui County, sub-counties, on how to conserve the environment using locally available resources. The farmers were trained on how to use local manure in the farms instead of using fertilizer that have effects on soil and water. Led by Rukia Mohammed, the coordinator of the group, also trained the farmers about digital marketing as a way of selling the crops they produce from the farms at high prices without relying on brokers. They also taught on basic life skills to interact with the immediate consumers of the crops.
Wengine ni wakulima na wako na biashara zingine, na pia wanatoka kwa familia ambazo ziko na mashamba. So tulikuwa tunawaonesha hizi mashamba zao wanaweza fanya nini ili kuzuia mazingira yao yasiharibike. Kuna kitu ile tunaita soil erosion. Jana tumepanda miti ili iweze kuzuia soil erosion. Alafu tuliona pia huku yani mji huu uko na slope. So tukaonesha huku upande wa slope unaweza mkapanda mimea fulani, alafu chini mtapanda kama ni chakula, huku juu ukipanda kama ni foda ili ya kulisha ng'ombe, at least itazuia hiyo. Alafu tukatengeneza ile wanaita compost manure ili wasitumie fertilizer ambayo iko na chemical, watumie vitu ambavyo viko kwenye mazingira na wanapata virahisi bila kutumia pesa nyingi, na bado inasaidia mazingira. Kando ya hapo pia tuliwafundisha kuhusu biashara. Wakishapata hii mimea yao wanauza aje? Kama sasa hivi tulikuwa tunaongea about digital marketing, wataiuza aje?
Now to some matters of health, even as the COVID-19 pandemic effects are still felt and active across the globe, the Kenya Association of Physicians has moved in to bringing the discussion of mental health issues among health workers, especially doctors who worked during the pandemic period. Now speaking in Kisumu during a 3-day conference, Professor Lukoya Atuoli revealed that before, during and after the COVID pandemic, a third of the number of doctors in Kenya suffered depression and anxiety, with others finding themselves taking excess alcohol.
People who don't typically between all manner of medical conditions, whether one is thinking about diabetes, whether one is thinking about heart diseases, whether one is thinking about neurological conditions, or even conditions like arthritis, they all have a very important relationship, both as a cause and effect.
At this conference today, we intend to discuss the implications of these findings and how doctors can take care of themselves so that they can take care of their patients better. If somebody is mentally unwell or not at ease, then they don't take care of the body as well. And when the body is not well, your mind is not well at the same time. And so we think for the first time, Kenya Association of Physicians have brought together people who are interested in the welfare of doctors to think through ways of ensuring that our doctors function optimally. And we thank you for this.
Apart from the physical interaction, also interacts with the body through the mind. And people may not realize that the mind can actually make you sick.
Right, and on that note, we take a short break. We'll definitely be right back with more.
While brushing, the technique of brushing is very important.
Question, is there any cure for the hypertension? And the answer is yes.
Here, your health matters. So the cells just grow without any form of control.
If you have career goals, then you must have health goals.
Vaginal candidiasis, meaning that's a fungal infection.
We help you achieve that at Body Garage. Join me every Thursday at 8 p.m.
Oh, hey guys.
You can catch us on Kids on the Block, Saturdays at 9 a.m.
Every morning from Monday to Friday, we bring you the best of politics, lifestyle conversations, and entertainment. Join me, Linda Alela, every weekday from 6 a.m. to 9:30 a.m.
With 5 minutes past the top of the welcome back. The Mochi multi-purpose dam affected persons in Kinango, Kwale County have held demonstrations to present their grievances to the Kenya Water Security Resilience Program, saying that they have lost their water and electricity connections after the commencement of the project. They have also cried for an alternative compensation supposed to be paid after the relocation to support and maintain the previous lifestyle. At the same time, they want to be considered for employment opportunities in steering the project.
Mimi nasema hivi kwa sauti moja, kama mradi Mwavumbo bado anza na malipo ni tayari na yaona nini Kasemeni, Mwavumbo hakutaingia mradi wa Mwachedam mpaka malipo yarekebishwe. Na mimi naomba hivi, kama eka moja itakuwa 5.5 afadhali. Eka moja 5.5 lakini si 3.5.
Tuliambiwa sisi kusema kweli, ikiletwa hii mradi na ikianza hapa, sisi tutaajiriwa kazi. na kazi hiyo tutaajiriwa kazi na sababu zake. Kwa sababu ya kuajiriwa kazi ilikuwa ni sisi PAPS tulioweza kuathirika hapa, ilikuwa ni mmoja wetu tuajiriwe kazi. Yani kila mmoja anaajiriwa kazi, lakini saa hii yalikuwa ni maneno hatujayaona vizuri, na sababu saa hii twasema sisi tunahitaji yule PAPS aweze kuajiriwa kazi, na kazi hatutaki iandikwe na dio.
Kwanza kuna makaburi ambayo hayajalipwa na sijui kwa nini hatujalipwa hayo makaburi. La pili, kuna pesa ambazo tulikuwa tupewe baada ya kujengewa, lakini hizo pesa hakuna. Kwa nini hizo pesa hakuna?
Watoto wetu wa shule wana 1200. Kwa watoto wetu kwa FZ, kwa sababu ya hii vumbi, tuko na watoto 51 ni wagonjwa wote. Kwa shule wanaenda kama watoto 50 na kadhalika.
Right, and I will definitely be telling you about matters, the North Rift, basically the North matters security, and 2 people have been killed, and we'll be following up on that story a little bit later on. I think we have that later, the whole security operation, and right now it has entered the second phase of the security operation right now. We'll be following up on that. I think we can have that for you. Right now, moving on, the county speakers have voted to champion for the welfare of members of their county assemblies in order to ensure that their mandates are carried out effectively. A 35 team of speakers who had met in Kwale County for homecoming ceremony of the vice chairperson, Seth Mwatela Kamanza, also the Kwale County Speaker, said that MCA reimbursement funds should not be taxed. If any, their salaries should be increased as they direct link of the devolved government to the local mwananchi.
Kwa kutupatia kijana. Tuko na zile welfare za ma MCA kama ile ya kulipa mambo ya reimbursement, hiyo tumeiongelelea hapa ya kuwa tutahakikisha kuwa wale ma MCA wapate ile reimbursement yao full na isikatwe na KRA, na ni kitu ambacho tutajaribu kukiwania ili waweze kupata ile haki, kwa sababu ile ni kama double taxation. Kwa hivyo tutajaribu kusaidia welfare ma MCA wote Kenya nzima, kwa sababu ukiangalia mshahara wa MCA sahihi ni 86,000. Kwa hivyo ni maonevu, kwa sababu MCA ndiye kiongozi wa chini kabisa. Kwa hivyo tutajaribu kuweza kuangalia welfare ya ma MCA iweze kuangaliwa katika hadhi ya ile ofisi ambayo inavyohitajika. Mwananchi anapoamka asubuhi hawezi kufikia gavana haraka, hawezi kufikia mbunge haraka, lakini atafikia MCA kwa sababu ndio yuko pale chini mashinani. Tulikuwa na plenary sittings ambapo tukiingia ndani ya bunge tunalipwa vikao vya kuingia ndani ya bunge, ambapo ni vikao 4 kwa kila wiki. Na safari hii